So this was day number 1 of my 12 days of Doodle swatches, and this was day 2, and this was day 3, and this was based on the letter E and the favorite color according to Kay, who is his wife. So she said that he likes black. So, beginning the next phase of my mission is M likes mauve, D likes purple, and S, wouldn't you know it, she likes purple as well. So these 3 people are in the same office of my building, and so I need to do these differently, one from the other. And one of the easiest ways of making it different, other than the initials, is to employ a little bit more techniques or other medium. So we'll see how that works. These 3 were created by using my watercolors, but for this one here, I'm going to change it up and use my Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2s. So, and these are water soluble crayons, and when you apply a little bit of water, they activate and become like watercolor. So let's go with violet and purple. I'm basically working on the background colors that I want to employ, and we'll go from here and see what develops. Now, I don't have tape up here, but that's okay because I don't really worry about borders. It looks like a mess, but it is a controlled mess, and I'll show you what I mean. I have some water over here, so I'm going to get some water, and I'm using my number 6 Creative Mark Mimic round, and I'm just activating the Neo color. And again, don't worry about your background. If it goes over the line, not a big problem. just have fun. And if anything seeps with beneath the tape, again, don't worry about it. And this is really wet. And what you can do if it's too much, I have some paper towels up there, and if you want, you can sop it up a little bit and get most of the paint or the neo color twos, and it'll be easier to dry and won't take so long. But you're probably thinking that, George, you left only a trace of your background. True, but there's going to be more layers. So I'm going to help the process of drying a little bit by using a heat tool. I will be back. When I use a heat tool like a heat gun or a blow dryer, what I like to do is allow the water to mingle with the background colors. That way it gets a more organic look. And if you do use a heat gun or a blow dryer, make sure you use it at the lowest setting. So I'm going to use my template because I have a problem using drawing a circle without. But if you have no, okay. This is why I like to use very little pressure on my pencil. That way it's easier to erase it. And this is Canson, and it's not 100% cotton, it's cellulose. So you just have to change up your techniques, kind of. So I'm going to eyeball it for a center. And it doesn't have to be precise, but better than my first attempt. Okay, so that's the center, I think. Okay, much better. So I'm going to use a little bit more color and get my native eraser again and lift off as much of the pencil marks as I can get. I'm probably going to use my Statler fine liners, and I'll be able to hide the lines, at least somewhat successfully. So I'm going to go back in with my new colors and reinforce the background a bit. Kind of like that. I'm going to go back with the number 6, mimic, and rework the background. With cleaned water. And depth of my brush to get rid of some of the water. Kind of like that. Because the more water you have, the less control you have of the wet medium, whether it's watercolor or, in this case, Neocolor 2s. Now, the Neocolor 2s are a little bit wet still, but one way you can use Neocolor 2s is to go over with a wet, dry Neocolor 2s, and it creates a bit more depth or intensity of the color. And as always, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but we're together along on the journey. So I'm probably stressing out the Canson, but that's okay. In the end, it'll all work out. Hopefully. Let's take it to the dryer again. So I have an idea, and I'm going to use brown and cobalt blue. Actually, no. ultramarine blue because this is a warmer blue and it'll feed into the purple because I think I have the mauve more or less there, but I want to intensify some of the purple and give some more depth to the background. And the brown. Maybe. We'll see if it works. Because basically, every new painting is, or doodle, is an experiment. And we don't know if it's going to work, but we carry on with the hopes that this does work. So, quick question. If you celebrate the season of Christmas, do you put up a Christmas tree? And when do you put it up? Let me know in the comments section below. Because I would really like to know. Just curious. Okay, ready for water again. I like how the background is turning out. Kind of giving it a vignette kind of feel where the corners are darker and I don't think I'm losing too much of the purple background. But I think I really am stressing out the Canson watercolor paper. And going in with my paintbrush, getting some violet directly from it. And maybe a little bit of brown. Giving a little bit of texture. But not going crazy. Break out my pigment liners to actually let it dry a bit more before I use my ink, just in case. So if you've been following me on the journey for here, I realized that I didn't include the cap of the ornament, so I'm going to do it now. I'm going to use my number, my 1.0, and hopefully fix my error. And taking my time, drawing in the border of the ornament, and if the lines are wonky, that's okay. Will add some interest. At least I think I'm convincing myself of that, but who knows? But also, it gives me an opportunity to see the difference between the background and the ornament a bit more readily. Now, if you want to make the background darker, go for it. I don't know if I'm going to use these again, so I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to go in and do some free pencil marks for the ornament. and that's the M. So I'm not worried about um, the pencil marks right now, because a lot of those will be covered by the gold I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the Color Pearl colors. The Color Pearl colors. Now brush, this brush was number 4 round from Michael, and I cut it down to act as a kind of rigger brush, and I'll show you that soon. But I like to use a different brush than I normally use, so like I don't ruin or contaminate the brushes. And I'm going to go over the pencil here. Again, I'm not worried about the pencil marks because I'm going to go over them again. Plus, I'm going to go in with some ink to make sure that they disappear. I wanted to take the opportunity to show you up close how's it going. So this is obviously wet, and it takes a bit more time for the metallics to totally dry. So I will be back. So this is a rigger brush, and it's really thin and long, but what it does is it allows you to paint in really fine lines. And this is golden fluid acrylics. And I'm going to water it down and use it. Now, if you have a paint pen, or if you have gouache, you can use it as well. Of course, I should have started on this side because I'm right-handed, but I'm just trying to avoid the gold and now the acrylic paint. Get a little bit more water. And you can use whatever kind of design you want. You can like use I'll show you. Kind of like that, or and let's add it again so that one isn't all by its lonesome. And more free form. Or like dots. Kind of like snowflakes. So I need to have this dry now before I go in with the ink. So I'll be back. And a little bit of close-up on the white to see how it adds a little bit of pop. Some of the acrylic are spots are still wet, but if we're careful, you can use a little bit of detailing with my pens, and let's go with the 0.5 first to give a little bit of definition to the topper. And rearrange the paper a little bit to give it more ease on me. So I'm only going up to where the M is, and I'll see why in a minute. Taking my time, no rush. And you can be as detailed as you want. But I'm still trying to limit these for a half an hour painting time. Drying time doesn't count. And I'm going to use my 0.7 to cover up any gold that went over the outline of the ornament, and this thicker point will be easier or more distinguished between the thinner and the thicker of the M, hopefully. And remember to have the grip on your pen light, because your lines will be steadier. Take off the tape. So this one now will have no tape on this one or this side, but that's okay. I want to go over some of the lines again. And this is just me fiddling around. Okay. Now I'll sign it on the back once I have cut the square out, but how do you like it? I hope you enjoyed the video today, and remember to let me know if you put up a Christmas tree, and when you do it, and remember to also be kind to others, not just during the holiday season, but throughout the year. I will see you in the next video, and bye.